Good morning. It's the third day of the trip, and we are on the Skyliner on the way to... Well, that says Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, but that's where we're staying. We just picked it up at the Riviera. We're going to Hollywood Studios today. And we'll have to go to the Caribbean Beach Station and change to the other gondola that goes that way. Otherwise, if we kept going this way, this is the way we're going now, we would end up at Pop Century and or Art of Animation because they have a shared stop over there. So we're gonna disembark and then re-embark.
Not a real word.
Embarkation. So Hollywood Studios opens at 10 o'clock today. It is actually a little early.
Yeah, we're a little early.
It's like 8:20. We were surprised that the gondolas were going. So we're like, okay, let's go. We were up. We went and had some breakfast. And we thought, well, might as well get there early. Otherwise, we'd be sitting around the room. If they let us in, then we can look around at the different shops and such before we go ride rides. That's always a plus. It's a little chilly this morning, absolutely. It's 57 degrees out there, and it's only supposed to get into the 60s today, so it'll be a cool day. It's very cloudy,
Rainy.
and a little rainy. Not like downpouringly rainy, but definitely rainy. And we have a assignment,
We have
a boarding group for Rise of the Resistance, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So it doesn't have a traditional line. You have to get a boarding group. Previously, up until recently, you had to be in the park with your entire party
when it opened,
and then you could get your virtual queue, essentially. Now they've opened it up to where anybody can do it at 7 a.m. as long as you have a park reservation to Hollywood Studios. I did mine right at 7 a.m. and we still got boarding group like 86, so they go, or 68, they go so fast. We keep using the Riviera Resort Skyliner station because it's closer to where we're staying, but this is the actual Caribbean Beach station, and you can see right across the way is Caribbean Beach. Until we stayed here, I remember stopping at the station and thinking, wow, those buildings look really nice, like it's cool and colorful, but we'll never stay there. But prices have been cheap enough recently that we did. I've shown these before, the social distancing markers on the ground, so you stay 6 feet away from people. But it's a lot like being a wedding because you like stand, walk, 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 stand, walk, 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 stand, walk, 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 stand. It was a dingy gray day on the streets of Hollywood Studios. The filth have gathered to... I can't keep that up. I like those old kind of noir films like Maltese Falcon. But no, there's too much cheer here to be able to keep that up. So check out these decorations. These ones go all the way across, unlike Magic Kingdom, because they don't have parades that are too tall. One thing both Josh and I love about Hollywood Studios this time is the retro decorations. I'll show you more as we go along, but there's some very kind of 50s, and there's dancing Mickey ornaments over there, and they actually are kicking. And this place is not, you wouldn't think this place wasn't open, right? Look, there's tons of people here already. I don't know if any of the rides are running yet, but I think you can go get in line for them. As is often the case, our first ride is going to be the Hollywood Tower of Terror, because otherwise we'd wait in line a long time for this during the day. It is a Monday, so we don't expect it to be too busy, but Hollywood Studios tends to be the busiest and has the least to do other than, I would say, Animal Kingdom as far as rides go. So it's very popular because of Star Wars Land and the Rise of the Resistance. It's not huge like some of the other ones, and there's only so many things to do, so it gets busy very fast. So we try to catch the popular rides when we first get here. Some of the rides, I guess really only one here, has a single rider line. Oh no, I guess Millennium Falcon does too, so at least a couple of the rides have single rider. So those aren't too hard to get into because you can single rider them. Although I'd be surprised if the single rider lines are actually working right now because of the pandemic. This is the lobby of the Tower of Terror without, not supposed to have the plastic dividers there, of course. The idea being that the Hollywood Tower Hotel was a very ritzy and popular hotel until it was struck by lightning one night and 5 people disappeared. Now we know they went into the Twilight Zone, but because of the tragedy, the whole place was closed down, and that's why it looks dilapidated on the inside and out. Interestingly enough, I don't think Walt would like this attraction very much. Not the interior, because that would suit him very well, but the exterior, because he didn't want the exterior of his buildings to look... He didn't want his exteriors to look broken down or dirty. That's why the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland, for example, and in Disney World look great on the outside. Like, they're beautiful on the outside, they're just haunted and eerie on the inside. So I don't think he would have been too happy about this attraction, but, you know, who knows? Maybe he would have changed his mind later if he had been alive when this was conceived.
One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and had a nightmare. That door is opening once again, and this time, it's opening for you.
Different tea. Oh my goodness. Up. Oh, hand time. I know you can't see much, but it's so worth it for the screaming. Our next ride is the Rockin' roller coaster. Done with the Rockin' roller coaster. I kept getting yelled at while I was in line. We were drinking water. We were stationary, even though we were in line, we were stationary and drinking. So we had our masks off while we were drinking. All of a sudden there was an announcement about keeping your mask on, no eating and drinking in line, which actually was news to me because we've done that before. As long as we weren't moving.
Yeah.
We're not usually eating, but like drinking water. And then I had taken my mask off for a second because I needed to adjust something underneath it. All of a sudden there was an announcement, keep your mask on the whole time. And while we were in the car, I had my cell phone out. I wanted to video the initial launch and then put it away, because otherwise I wouldn't trust myself to hold on to it. And then there's an announcement about putting away all your cell phones. So 3 times I yelled at while I was in that line. Our next ride is Mickey and Minnie's Runway Railway. The wait is about 50 minutes, 50, which is longer than we would normally wait for something, but we have the time and it's just gonna get worse all day. So it's better just to do it now. You got nice views of the Mann's Chinese Theater. So in Hollywood, if you've never been there, there is a theater that looks like this. And you can't see it from here, but there are handprints. You know, when you see people doing handprints in front of the theater, it's that theater. There's a lot of famous handprints there. So this is meant to look like that. And originally there was a ride in here that harkened back to old movies. Well, and some newer movies too. Like there was, they talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark and Alien. I guess those are old movies now. But it wasn't all classic movies, I guess I should say. But yeah, the line is better now than it was when we were here last time. I think it winds better. Some of those that I was mentioning. Warren Beatty, Jerry Lewis,
Bob Hope,
Charlie Cosmo, Crosmo. That's who that is. Bob Hope, George Burns, Kermit, Jim Henson.
Jack Palance.
Minnie Mouse. Oh yeah, Jack Palance. Pee Wee Herman. Ah!
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn.
Bobcat.
So this is around the time when this opened. They had people come through here and do this. That's why it's sort of a snapshot
Liza
of who was
Minnelli.
popular
Charlie Sheen.
at the time. Liza Minnelli. Dick Clark.
Louis Gossett Jr.
Douglas
Fairbanks.
Fairbanks. Oh, okay, that's what that says.
Sally Struthers.
Sally Struthers.
Never really
John Ritter. Oh,
That's cool.
Louis Gossett Jr. Donald Duck. Edie Albert. Mark Hamill. Yay, Star Wars.
Hudson.
Still coming around. There's
Michael
more.
Landon.
Ernie Hudson. Michael Landon. Who's that? Cindy Williams. I can't read that. Oh, that guy. Cheers, Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley when they were married.
Summers.
Jim Varney.
Sid Charisse.
You know what I mean, Vern? Suzanne Summers. Oh, Sid Charisse. And Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Dance on Air. Oh, there's Chevy Chase. I didn't see him moving by. Tony Randall's up there. And this is really them. Like, they came over here and did this specifically for Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
In
Different years, 89.
copying the way it is out in Hollywood itself, in
They
front of
probably
this
had done
theater.
a movie.
I love the sound doing the boom, 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 boom.
Hey, listen, will you? Sure to take good care of our friend. Gosh, bear with me. What could possibly go wrong? Oh no! I must have hit that track switch!
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
There they are!
Remember this space, how it looks right now.
We made it! Nothing can stop us now! We have to stop them from moving all over the
Now this is that same space underwater. I love that.
That's right. Everyone to your positions. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, excellent. You're all waltzing so beautifully together. Oh. Now, let's
That concludes my guided tour. Hope you had a relaxing ride around the park, and thanks for sticking with me. Hey, picnickers! Told you nothing was gonna go wrong. Nothing can stop us now.
We had a hankering for a snack, so we got a Mickey Pretzel. Josh ripped off the ear already. And it always comes with this plastic cheese that I love to death. So the Mickey Pretzel was how much?
I have no idea.
Anyway, Mickey Pretzel. They have other ones that are sometimes like cheese filled. This is a plain one. There's like cheese filled ones and
Even on caramel or something.
there was a cinnamon caramel kind of filled one at Epcot we didn't get. Only it's seasonal though, so these are around year round. It's lightly raining out. Not bad enough that we have to get an umbrellas. We have hoods on our hoodies, but it is time to do MuppetVision because we haven't actually done this in a while. We do it about every third time maybe. So we're gonna do MuppetVision 3D. And there's so many cool things. One of my favorite things about this show is waiting in the line, because they have this sort of pre-show on these different TVs, and people will move through TVs.
Okay, penguins, into the theater. We have to rehearse. Okay. You two guys. Yeah. Walk us to rehearsal. Yeah. Okay, inside, guys. Okay. Hey, Eugene. Wait a second. We need you, okay? Into the theater. Orchestra rehearsal, Eugene. What? Okay, Elmer, come on now. Inside, you two. Okay, I'm with you guys here. Come on, guys, I need you. Hey, hold it. You're not a penguin, you're a chicken. I told you chickens to stay on the other side of the road. Okay, why did this chicken cross the road? Ah, that's funny. Hey, penguins, I got a joke. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Sam Eagle, and these are some important safety instructions for you.
Sam.
Not now, don't.
Sam, this is urgent. Come here.
What is what? What?
Yes.
Really? Here?
Right over there.
Well, of course, certainly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an unexpected surprise. I have the great honor of introducing the one, the only, Mr. Mickey Mouse.
Hello, hi there, welcome to my pond. Hello.
Whoa. You are not Mickey Mouse, you are a rat.
Rat smack. Besides, they're tourists. What do they know?
Will you get out of here?
Okay, but do I still get my $10?
Get out!
I've got Donald Duck back here.
Will you get out?
Yes.
There's the back part of the theater where the projector is. And the front. This is all 3D, so I probably won't film any of it. I might do a little bit, but it's going to be kind of blurry.
What are we going to see in here anyway?
It's one of those 3D movies. Put on your glasses, Statler.
Yeah. Hey, look! Look at the guy in the goofy mask!
That's not a mask.
Oh, sorry, lady!
An orchestra of penguins.
Yeah, probably took the job for the halibut.
Sorry, boss. Hi-ho, Kermit Frog here, and welcome to MuppetVision 3D. Now, let me show you around our research center. See, here in this modern high-tech facility, sun shining right above you. Soft breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dreamy little tree. Look in my eyes and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you miss me.
let me help in the movie.
This is a very moving moment.
Yeah, I wish they'd move it to Pittsburgh.
Hey, Bean! What are we doing sticking around here? Let's burn rubber!
He's Waldo, my 3D friend, and we're both leaving the movie.
Right, Bean! If you leave, you'll miss all the fireworks. Right, yeah! Fireworks? Ooh.
Okay, I'll stay, but I want to help.
Gee, is there anything Bean can do in the final number?
Oh, gosh. Maybe Bean could set off the fireworks.
That sounds great!
Yeah, and I'll stay and help. I love fireworks!
Well, okay. Sam, are you about ready?
Yes, it's a glorious 3-hour finale.
You got a minute and a half. Okay, everybody, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the Muppets proudly present the final demonstration of MuppetVision 3D.
Is it over yet? Did we start again? Sorry.
The fireworks!
And here's the mess the theater is at the end of it. After all the shenanigans.
Well, what do you think?
We have time to go to the bathroom before the next show?
We can't, you old fool. We're bolted to the seats.
Before you go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Where? What? It's raining on Batu also? We're a whole
likelihood of that?
bunch of planets away. How? This goes to show ya. Anyway, Rise of the Resistance is over here on the left. Our number hasn't come up yet. We have, last time I looked, we were like 4 hours away, assuming everything goes to plan and it doesn't go down a bunch of times. The rain shouldn't affect it because even though there's a certain part where you as a person are outside, there's not any elements of it outside. We went to the ABC commissary, which we've never eaten at before, although there are some things we want to try, but today's probably not going to be the day. We got the hot cocoa flight. This is seasonal. There is Stoli. This is the Stoli one here. Red Stag by Jim Beam is the middle one, and then Irish Cream is on the left. And those are the different ones they have.
So they
there.
go counter the direction they have them in.
Well, when she handed it to me, it was reversed.
Oh, so it's supposed to be the other way.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, they didn't do it on purpose because they hate us. All right, the results are in. We still have some left, you can see. So this was the Stoli Vanilla, and as much as I love vanilla, that was my least favorite.
It's
now,
very
I liked
strong
it.
alcohol flavor, though.
Yeah, I really liked it, but it was not my favorite. My favorite by far has been the Red Stag, which Josh looked up as the Red Stag, and it was Jim Beam, and what was it?
Cherry.
Dark Cherry Bourbon. That is really, really good.
It's very, it
And
works
then,
well
of
with
course,
chocolate, no
you know,
surprise.
the Irish cream is always going to go well with chocolate. So, and you've probably had Irish cream before. You probably know what that tastes like. That's very traditional. But the Jim Beam, I'd never had it before. But I would consider
actually better
buying
near the
some of
bottom.
that. Oh, was it the Stoli?
Yeah, it's better near the bottom.
I would consider buying the Red Stag and making this at home myself because
Have it
it
for
was
Christmas.
that good. Yeah. I forgot to mention the pricing. Altogether, this flight was $13, so that's 3 of them with the 3 different alcohols. Or you could buy one of them, which of course would be a bigger size because you're getting more of something for $12 if you like to go on. Like I would get $12 of the Jim Beam one. That was pretty
Maybe
good.
later.
Yeah, maybe later. A sampling of the decorations. A lot of these light posts have these sort of mini Christmas trees on them, which are cool, you know, very traditional. sort of decorations, but one of the things I love about Hollywood Studios is they also have things like this. It's very 50s sort of decoration where it's, they look like Snap, Crackle, and Pop in a way. But yeah, teacup, sugar spoon. I mean, people used to decorate Christmas like this. And I think that's neat, but it's not something you ever see anymore. But it's part of the retro decoration package that they have here. I'll show you more too, the park's filled with it. I'll show you my favorites in a little bit. Here are some more of those retro 50s decorations. These are still not my favorite, we'll go look at those next. But again, you've got the Peppermint Girls, and wow. There's just something about them that's classic, but also campy. I guess that's what you would call it. There's just this sort of 50s camp to these kinds of decorations. And I say that without malice, because for a long time, my parents had a silver tinsel Christmas tree for a long time. So I know what chintzy and campy looks like. Remember that Christmas tree I just mentioned that had the silver tinsel? It was a lot like this, not quite the texture of this tinsel. You can see this tinsel has a little bit of texture on it. It was really more just sort of straight tinsel. But this is what it looked like. Imagine this as a whole Christmas tree. Here they are, my favorite, meaning the opposite of favorite, my favorite gaudy ones. I love them too, Josh said he loved them, I love them too. The gaudy poodles, which were, I remember these things. I mean, I wasn't alive in the 50s, but I remember people had these things, and even, you know, through the 70s. And there's a whole line of these things. Like I knew people who had stuffed animals that looked like this, that were their parents when they were younger. Anyway, they are something. It's just cool. Goes to show you how traditions change after a while. There was a time when everyone wanted something like this because it was the thing. Other decorations I like, the very classic Santa Claus. And there's a Rudolph over there and some bells. And you have these ornaments sort of floating in the water here. And they are attached, they're not just free floating, otherwise they'd all end up in one area. And then the tree, which is currently lit up. They used to do like a lighting ceremony at night, but so that they don't crowd people, I doubt they're gonna do that this year, so I think it's just lit up all the time. And then there's Gertie the dinosaur, and Gertie is wearing her Christmas hat. And she has a Christmas bauble hanging from her mouth. In case you're wondering who Gertie is, this is an explanation of where Gertie came from.
Not Disney.
Not Disney, but still part of the history. More retro decorations. Sinister looking deer hanging out in the brush.
Cute and kind of weird.
I know. They're almost, their heads are very fox-like almost rather than deer, but the rest of their bodies are deer. Just cutesy.
No.
If you've watched any of my Hollywood video vlogs, you'll know that we love to come to Hollywood Brown Derby for lunch. Get the Cobb salad and split it. And all the entrees come with warm bread, and some bread there, but it comes in a nice warm little bread basket. And then they serve butter with Hawaiian sea salt on it, which is delicious. So we will eat a little bit of this before our salad gets here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's amazing.
Look how good that is. Since we went to the Hollywood Brown Derby specifically to get the Cobb salad, you probably don't need a review of it because you're going to know that we like it, but it's good. It's $18 and we split it, and then we'll usually get like a soda with it. What do you think, Josh?
It's usually pretty good, and it was again.
Yeah, I love how they just kind of mix it all up in front of you. There was turkey in it. I swear the last time we had it, there wasn't turkey. Maybe there just has always been, and I didn't realize that. But I felt like there was. It usually just has bacon, and in this case it had turkey also. So that could just be my bad memory. Not that it was bad or anything, I just didn't remember that. Our Rise of the Resistance is coming up probably in about an hour.
Do we want to go?
So we need to work our way back towards the land of Star Wars, Batuu. Let's go through Toy Story. The Millennium Falcon. I just love that life-size replica. It's amazing. It really is. When you're in line for the Smuggler's Run ride, which is over there, 65 minutes right now, you can go all the way around it. And then technically you get into the cockpit, you know, during your ride, but you don't really get into this model here. But yeah, you start, the line kind of goes over here. You walk all the way around the front, and then you go inside. You walk all the way around the back, then you go upstairs and walk all the way this way. You can see those windows up there where you can see the top of it. It's pretty cool. You get a lot of really good views of it. So they had to work really hard to make it look quote unquote authentic. You know, it's just a series of pipes and fans and stuff, but it's great. It's really good looking. I know, you know, we're just talking about it and you can see it in the video here, but close up it's even better. I mentioned that when you get have Rise of the Resistance, there's no line. You have to get into a virtual queue. We got in ours at 7 o'clock this morning, and then you have another chance at 2 o'clock to try to get it if you're in the park. If you're not in the park at 7, the park's not open, you can still try to get that. I don't like that. I'd rather it be the way it was before we had to be in the park, because otherwise it can lead to shenanigans. Previously, you already had to do some of the work to be in the park to be able to get the pass. Now you can be anywhere, even if you ultimately don't show up, and then that takes it away from people who are there already. So anyway, I mean, clearly they decided they had to do this for some reason. Maybe people were complaining that they had to be in the park, or maybe there were just too many people jamming the park first thing in the morning. That's kind of what I guess was happening. Now, if you get your Rise of the Resistance at 7 a.m., you could leisurely come to the park whenever you want to, and you're not having tons and tons of people right here at the very opening to get it. So there's pros and cons. Anyway, we got ours, and it's coming up soon. We're 68. I'll show you a picture here where it's 67 and 10 minutes. So we're just waiting and waiting and waiting for that last bit to go. And the sun keeps popping out like it's doing now, and then popping back behind the cloud. And we have more blue right now than we've had all day.
Yeah.
Incoming transmission from Ray. BB-8, is everyone assembled?
That's well done.
Should you be in flight prep? Crews, thank you for joining the cause. A covert resistance team led by my friend Finn has infiltrated a First Order Star Destroyer that is now headed to this system. Your outpost on Batuu is no longer safe. We have transports waiting to take you to General Organa's secret base on Pucara. I'll regroup with you there. The Resistance desperately needs your help in our fight against Kylo Ren and the First Order. Remember, it is vital that you keep the location of the Pucara base secret. Lieutenant Beck, one of our top commanders, will lead you.
Affirmative. Transport is
Everybody
ready.
got that? That's the plot.
Personally see them delivered.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Welcome to the cause. May the Force be with us.
Commander Poltam and a squadron of X-Wings shall escort us to the rendezvous point on Pucara.
Roger, this is Black Leader. I hear you're a fine-looking group of recruits. Well, no time to waste. Let's get you on your way to the General.
I am Lieutenant Beck. As you heard from Ray, I have been tasked with getting you to Pucara.
Red 2, Blue 5, keep tight now. Let's get ready to make that jump to light speed on my mark.
Black Leader, we're picking up an unusual signal. Are you spotting anything?
Yeah, I see it. We'll check it out. BB-8, what do you got?
We're usually in the front. I've never gotten this view before.
Craft heading our way. Raise the shields.
We got company. First Order TIE Fighters. Reroute. Round 2, Blue 5, we got clear paths of transport. We made the jump.
We might run 2 more incoming. Blue 5 taking evasive action.
Try to shake him, Blue.
I'm trying.
We lost Blue 5. I'm gonna try to draw him away. Copy that. Get us clear so we can make the jump.
Be ready. You won't have much time.
Where are all those TIE fighters coming from? Star Destroyers.
Get out of there!
We can't. We're caught in a tractor beam. It's pulling us in.
Our units are trying to make us a fair fight.
Identify yourselves and prepare to be boarded.
This is TR-141. We are a civilian vessel. By whose authority are we being detained?
By the authority of the First Order Resistance scum. Now bring down your shields and prepare to be boarded.
Now, quick, get up there. They'll want the location of our secret base. Tell them nothing.
It's pretty cool.
The future of the Resistance is at stake.
Like I said, I've always seen the front. This is a really cool new view.
Stand back from those doors.
Josh and I enjoyed our hot chocolates with the alcohol earlier enough that we got our own again. This is the one with the red stag, which I really enjoyed. And that's the one with the Baileys that he really enjoyed. These are $12 each. And then you can see that anytime we've been using a table, we've been cleaning it off with like antibacterial stuff. Just, you know, can't be too safe. So we've always had clean tables. Anyway, I can't wait to dig in this. Right now, I've just been eating the topping because there's so much of it I can't get to the chocolate yet, but that's still delicious. You know, for being rainy and drizzly this morning, it actually turned into a nice day. I mean, it depends what you call a nice day. It's 61 degrees right now. We've had to wear our coats all day. There's only a couple times where I even thought about taking it off, but I'm glad I didn't. Because even though the sun came out, the temperature never really rose that much. And so, yeah, it was nice. It was not an uncomfortable day. Sometimes it was a little cool, but we were prepared for that. Merry Christmas!
So good to see you all! Hello! Happy holidays!
Turns out today is a 2-pretzel day. This is a pretzel at the Baseline Tap House, which is right here. And this one is more of kind of your Bavarian pretzel.
It is Bavarian. This one's
and
yep.
You have your cheese sauce here and a kind of a spicy mustard there. We've had this before. We've liked it a lot. And the other ones are fine, but this one is good, like great. Well, here it is at night. It's not quite night yet, but it's sun's going down, it's dusk. And the lights and the baubles are going. And the lights on the tree were on before, but now you can really see them. This is my favorite tree in all of Disney World. At least any of the ones I've been exposed to. Maybe there's a brilliant tree out there I haven't seen yet. But this is definitely my favorite. I love it. I want to show you what the entrance way to Hollywood Studios looks like at night with all the decorations. It's not quite as grand as Main Street, but nothing really is. But you have all the decorations lit up. The ones going across aren't lit up. I wonder if they do. Maybe they don't, but that would surprise me if they didn't. Maybe it's just not dark enough yet because it's still sort of dusk. And it goes all the way down, and you can see Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway all the way in. And if you take a right here, this is how you get to the Tower of Terror. There's Josh. The Tower of Terror and the Rockin' roller coaster. One of the other things they do is project onto the Hollywood Tower of Terror. Oh, it's a gingerbread house or something. Yeah, it's a gingerbread house At the top is a gingerbread Kermit and Miss Piggy. Right there. I don't think they're making it as grand as they did before. I mean, as much stuff is happening here because there used to be videos and stuff too, but they don't want people to collect too much, so they're doing the projection, but they're not really making a big thing of it other than it happening. Kind of like the castle last night, where they would project on it, it would change every 15 minutes, but they weren't making like a big thing out of it, so people wouldn't all gather, even though people still gathered. They changed designs. There's a new one. That one's really nice. It's sort of this winter wonderland scene. It's snowing in the background. There's like a cabin, some lights flickering. That's nice. I'd like to be there right now, as long as I was inside where it was warm. That does it for us from Disney's Hollywood Studios. Pretty good day. Actually an awesome day. This is the last day of our Disney portion of the trip. Tomorrow we'll be going to Universal Studios. We decided on this trip, we only had 4 days, so we were skipping Animal Kingdom and decided on Universal Studios instead. So there'll be another video forthcoming. But thank you for joining us today. Now we walk back to the Skyliner, make our way back to our hotel.